How are we all? Welcome back to my channel. Well, the Open is over, the quarterfinals are just about done, and scores are being finalised as we speak. And I wanted to come on and do a little video just about what I learned from the Open this year and how that might change how I train for the next 12 months leading up to the next Open. So let's get straight into it. This year was a very interesting Open. 3 workouts, then the top 25% move on to the quarterfinals, which is interesting in itself because before it's only the top 10%. So what do I think of this? Well, the Open, I don't think, in my opinion, was a test for everything and for everyone. If you take my score, for example, I did fairly well in the Open. However, in previous years, when there was a heavier strength element included as a test, I really didn't do that well. So I think this Open actually favoured a smaller, fitter athlete as opposed to the stronger athlete this year. And if we look at my performance this year, you can see that. Moving on to the quarterfinals, I didn't actually do the quarterfinals this year. So whilst I qualified for the quarterfinals, I decided I wasn't going to do it. A number of reasons why. Time was the main one, trying to fit it around the normal work schedule, life schedule. To fit 4 workouts in over 4 days is a bit grueling. So hats off to everyone that was able to get those 4 workouts in. I know a number of people also did redos, so crazy. Looking at those workouts though, I think I know where I would have ended up. And I think if I take a step back and look at the wins from this year from the Open, I think certainly the fitness is certainly still there. So my strength is still a strength. Me being fit and agile is kind of in my wheelhouse. If the strength element was tested a little bit more, I think that's where I would have come up a little bit short, and it will just highlight again something I will need to work on. Looking at the quarterfinal workouts, the barbell clean and jerk one, I think would be a good test to see where I'm at. I will be taking on the quarterfinal workouts over the coming weeks just to see how I would compare to the rest of the people that did take it on. I think that one is definitely a very good test for me to see where I would get to. That 100 and 110 kilogram barbell are very heavy, and if I was even getting to a 110 kilogram barbell, I'd have to PB at the end of the workout to get that clean and jerk up. So gives me an idea of things I need to work on. And I think what it means is my strengths remain my strengths, and my weaknesses, strength in this point, will still be my weakness. Although, if we look at my Open workouts, actually I can take a few positives away. The first workout, I'll put a video up here. It did go to plan. Go out hot, stay hot, and just hold on. Simple movements, a burpee is always going to be good for a smaller athlete. And this isn't really a hard movement when you think of burpees over the dumbbell and then dumbbell snatch. So it was just a bit of a who wants it more, who can hold on for the longest. Second workout, I didn't actually press record when I was doing the workout, but you would have seen I got 749 as a score. My goal was 750, and actually it was a bit gut-wrenching because I came up 1 meter short. If you remember, every 10 meters get counted as 1 point. I was back on the rower in my final effort, so I just need to get the rowing done. That would get me to 750, and I pulled up 299 meters. So actually I took a learn away from that. Don't leave it to the last minute. I think I did take my foot off the pedal a little bit, and the double under started where I started tripping. I just started getting my head down, and it's only 1 meter. I mean, I don't think, well, I couldn't be any shorter than my expectation in that workout. 1 meter, and it still haunts me to today. But anyway, moving on. The third workout was actually one that I dreaded the most. In 2022, I think that's the year where they had the ascending weight on the barbell thruster. I remember getting to the 61 kilogram bar as my last bar, and I had plenty of time to finish it. However, I couldn't. I was getting ejected out the back of that thruster. So moving on to this year, actually, I thought the strategy I had and my ability to be able to move that 60 kilogram thruster barbell actually was okay. I knew the workout for me would start there. And as soon as I picked up that first bar, I remember thinking, okay, I'm okay here. So actually the work that I've done over the last few years, the strength stuff, is starting to pay off. And I think in this workout, I could see that that's where it's paid off. Moving on to the rest of this year, well, I'm going to try now and prioritise getting stronger. So I think to do so, I will need to start looking at my training. I love being in the class. However, in a class, I often find my heart rate is very high. And whilst there are elements of the strength training, of course, will come through into my training, I need to really prioritise working on things that I need to get stronger at. So front squats, back squats, clean and jerk, and snatch, namely being the four pieces of what I'm going to be trying to work on over the next 6-12 months. So what I'm going to try and do is prioritize those movements and put them in when I'm freshest. So on a Monday, I want to try and prioritize lifting. I want to try and do back squats and front squats at least once a week, coupled with clean and jerks and snatches outside of getting into classes. I'm going to be following a program. So I've been following the Team Richie Strength Bias Olympic lifting program, which is really good. It's really reasonable in price and it gives me a good structure, even if I can't do all the classes, because it gives you 5 days of workouts. Well, I can't fit all of that in, and classes and. So what they suggest is maybe picking 3 days, the workout 1, 3 and 5, I think, but they said, to prioritize those lifts. So I can do those. So I will be picking those parts out and around classes being that is my main priority. I think we learned a lot this year about the Open and how quarterfinals may look in the future. I certainly enjoyed it. I think it really does give you something to think about. And if there were movements in there or parts of those workouts that didn't really go to plan for you, that's absolutely fine. You know, every year we learn something new about ourselves. Last year, I learned that my gymnastic ability under fatigue wasn't too great. So I put in a lot of effort, as you've seen from some of my reels this year, of all the ring muscle up work I've done. Where will they be any better under fatigue this year? Who knows? I think one of those quarterfinal workouts, I would definitely find out. So pick some of those things that maybe you weren't so great at, and I would suggest maybe prioritizing them over the weeks and over the months, and see if we can improve those things before, maybe your next comp or maybe the Open next year. It's always good to kind of reflect on how you did the previous year, and last year certainly didn't go to plan for me. In the Open, I think my worst score was the thrust away, and it was really not great. And moving on throughout the year, you've got to take some of the positives away, you know, what you've worked well with, but then also learn from some of the things that didn't. CrossFit's great, if anything, is teaching you places you need to work. So for me, it continues to be strength, and that's what I'll be doing. So yeah, so if you've had any kind of things that slowed you down a little bit this year, whether it was your fitness or maybe a movement or maybe the barbell thruster for you this year got a little heavy, just think about that and try and program at least to prioritize on those areas that you could probably be improving on over the next year. And one more thing, after the Open and after quarterfinals, often you can find yourselves in a bit of a lull. You know, you've just come off a massive high of being part of the Open, and there's the hype of the quarterfinals. And now it's kind of, okay, well, now what? Well, there's lots of competitions going on, and even more so year on year. So why don't pick a competition, either as an individual or in a team, and give yourself something to look forward to or work towards over the coming months, because there'll be lots in the summer. Well, I hope you've enjoyed today's video. It was just a quick one. I feel like I may be slightly late to the pie on my Open recap, but with the quarterfinals just finishing, I just wanted to give you an idea of how it's going to change what I'm going to do over the next few months. Let me know in the comments below how you guys got on in the Open. Did it go to plan? Did you get your first muscle up? Did you surprise yourself? And did you smash out some PBs? Let me know. Or are there things that I highlighted to you that you need to work on going forward? Well, either way, I hope you all had a great time. On to the next thing now. Competition's around the corner. Time to get stronger in those lifts and work on those weaknesses in the coming months. Hope you've enjoyed my video, and I will catch you all in the next one.
Yeah.